Everybody, as you can see, we're taking War and Pieces is taking a road trip this week. This week we're going down to one of the biggest conventions in the Orlando area, and that is Recon 2016. It is a wargaming convention, but in the last couple of years it's been kind of branching out a little bit and doing a little bit more than just the solitary wargamer. It's been branching off because of the popularity due to board gaming. It's been kind of expanding into board gaming and even role playing because the Pathfinder Society of Orlando's there. So we're going to go there, take a look at all the really cool miniatures, really take a look at and talk to some of the people and see if what people's ideas are really true, that wargamers kind of keep to themselves and don't really let anybody in, and what they're going to do with it dying off the way it is. And let's be realistic, wargaming is kind of starting to die off very slowly, that if they're going to open up their gates and start letting all these board gamers in. So I'd really like to kind of take a temperature of a nice small con and kind of figure out what's going on, and if there's people that are trying to promote the hobby and bring people in, especially with such a surge of the board game community out there. So that's our mission this week on War and Pieces. So let's give it a shot and see how we do. We're driving that way. So here we have, it looks like a steamboat race or battle, and as you can see, when you come to these conventions you really get some really detailed stuff, and this board has to be about 12 feet long. This is really something to see, and I always get a real kick out of showing you guys and giving you guys a good perspective of all types of things that are going on. I mean, these models are just absolutely well done, and as you can see, they even go to the point where they are putting on the actual strings here. The masks are all just done perfectly, and you can see the smoke coming out. You know, this is a real hobby here, that where people just really put everything into it. Just absolutely beautiful. Let's take a look at some more tables. Here we have 1776, 1814, excuse me. And you can see these are just very well done models, very consistent and beautifully done. A lot of times they'll take and use their own kind of rule set, or they'll take and modify a rule set. I mean, just look at the detail. Everything's historically accurate. And let's just give you a real good panned out view of this. And this is pretty much what Recon 2016 is. It's just a lot of historical gaming, as well as a good mix of board gaming, of role playing. It's a very diverse. They run this twice a year, Recon in the spring and then Huracan in the fall. Hopefully we'll get a talk with some of the guys and find out a little bit more. Here's Mike. Mike runs the Jacksonville Garrison up in Jacksonville, of course, and he always comes up with very unique games. This is a actual jet fighter game. Very interesting. As you can see, we'll zoom in as close as we can on some of these jets. Painted to perfection.
We're fighting in basically 12 altitudes.
Just absolutely beautifully done. We're going to keep quiet as they explain some of the rules here.
Really only one gun, but it did incredible things.
And this is actually 1776. Let's just zoom in on some of the detail.
American setup.
Absolutely beautifully done. The terrain is almost as beautiful as the miniatures themselves.
Between the two.
Just absolutely a wonderful, wonderful job we put together here. Trying to get you guys let's pan out and have a full view of this.
No, if you're here, we'll assume you're on the other side of the river.
Right here we have a 12-foot table, just completely Civil War. And let's just zoom in, try to keep the camera steady as I can. And you can see the detail from the flags, the cannons. I mean, this is, just to get the scale, this is a 12-foot table. Absolutely, absolutely beautiful. Very well done. And let's take a look at some of the miniatures that they have as reinforcements here. And a nice little sign to tell you what this is. This is, as you can see, February 20, 1864. Fantastic. Let's take a look at some more units here.
If they fail, then they're captured. I have a question.
Just very well done.
Is there any difference in morale between when you're firing?
All right, let's move on. Another massive, massive display. Very well detailed. I'll tell you, this would take as long as the setup as it would to play some board games. I mean, just a lot of moving parts. And look at some of the scenery. I mean, you got elephants there, a pool. Just very well prepared and done. And you know, when you come to a convention like this, you get a lot of historical period pieces that are just very unique, with very unique rules, and just a lot of fun to have, a lot, to sit back and enjoy. Chuck some dice. Just a lot of fun. Trying to keep this as steady as I can for you guys. Just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful job here. Just the detail. The specifics are just tremendous. You're fine. Go. You're fine, sir. Can't be camera hogs and take up all the area. Hope you guys are enjoying this. In here we have the Pathfinder Society. So this just isn't just a war gaming thing. There's a lot of people doing role-playing, and they have an area for board games as well. And actually they sell quite a bit of board games here. So as you can see that we are covering all this. A lot of it's Pathfinder, and I've actually seen, in the past where they've actually played the Pathfinder game here as well, the card game, which is very popular and just came out yesterday on OS. And you get all kinds of ages here, just enjoying themselves, and what it's all about, just playing games. So here we have Zombicide. This shows you some of the influence that's actually coming over from the board game community. That this guy was actually using this for Stalingrad, but then he decided to change it over because his kids really loved Zombicide. And as you can see, he's got it where it's full scale, painted all the miniatures, so they look cool. And you have a full-scale Zombicide game. So you can see where some of the influence and some of the crossover that we get to see. And this is just really, really put together, really cool. Yeah, some might think it's overkill, but sometimes overkill is awesome. And you can see over there, he's got all the figures all painted up. There's the abominations. Some of the groups of zombies and the fatties and stuff like that. Just Another fantastic job done. Really went all out. And I think I wanted to show this to you guys. I think you would really enjoy this. Now here we have a very cool naval battle. And you can see, again, another thing where the ships are just extremely, extremely detailed. Extremely detailed.
One gun is destroyed. Heavy gun first. Heavy gun.
And this is played on an 8-foot by at least 16-foot table. I mean, just completely huge. I mean, all out. Everybody going at it, having a great time. Some more Napoleonics. A very big theme here is always Napoleonics. And you see just enough of everything to really just give it a good feel and play it all the way through. Look at the detail on those buildings. Tremendously put together. Another huge game, 8-foot by 16. This is done, I believe, in 30-second scale. Absolutely beautiful.
Well, there's wounded right here, Mike.
Well done.
Wounded in his cone of fire.
Just letting you guys absorb that a bit. They even covered the Indian War. This is the Second Seminole War. It's using rules called musket and tomahawks. Very, very nicely done. You see the detail and everything. Like I said, it really does take some time to assemble all this and put it all together. Very well done. Because you want to have the feel of it all. Look at that fort there. Very, very nice. Excellently done. Let's zoom out, all river. And a lot of dice chucking, folks.
You can't win the game on a Recon.
Now, this is I believe, a Richard Board game. Hero of Many. This is called the Great War, which covers the World War I. You see they got the little lights to show things that are on fire or smoking. Superb.
We do a probe on that flank with gas attack.
I have a feeling the artillery. Well, fire it.
And here we got Flames of War, which is probably one of the more popular World War II games.
Any part of the physical tank model to any part of the physical
done
tank
in
model,
a
not including gun barrels,
15 millimeter.
overhangs and stuff like that.
Oh, actually, yeah, 15 mil. See, even I get confused sometimes. Done, thrown on the table, and just a very easy system. So, in some ways, it's kind of a beer and pretzels type of World War II game. This is the Blue Sky game system. This is just World War II fighting. Kind of, in a way, kind of like Wings of Glory. But as you can see, I'm trying to get everything focused in here. This is the Pacific Theater. Another big game. Very nicely done.
Could be, because that's shot of the day.
And next up, they're going to have a little Sales and Glory going on. A game that you can get at Cool Stuff. Just to show the historical period. Very good game. Beautiful ships. An easy, a great system for you guys that are just getting into war games to play. And a lot of fun. Now for you Star Trek fans out there, boy, that's a lot of Enterprises. And taking on the Klingons and all-out war. And I think they're using a system that's homemade, actually. No, actually, they're using the full thrust system.
a lot of people just really enjoy a certain set of rules, and then they build around it. And this is one of those occasions where they are using a full thrust rules segment and just decide to do an all-out Star Trek battle. Very excellently done. The rule system was always a great rule system. It just didn't take off and got a little weird with some of the expansions, which I'm not going to mention. And you know, people really liked the system, but it died out, and it was something that died out in the 90s, actually. But it still lives on today.
So there you have it. Recon 2016. I asked around a lot about what people were doing about the hobby to promote the hobby, and if they felt the integration of board games was really making a difference in their hobby. And the one thing I really noticed is there wasn't any kids there. At least Friday there were no kids there, not a one. And for me, you know, seeing that, it made me think, and I wonder if it makes you guys think. You know, with board games being as successful as they are, you think that some of the old guard would take some time to really try to integrate and bring the new blood in. Instead, miniature games are kind of dying off to some degree because of this closed-mindedness. Maybe it has to do with the historical aspect of some miniature games, but you know, then you see people like Thomas with By Fire and Sword with so much passion bringing this game over the United States and making it you know, streamlining so it's so easy to play and everything like that. If you guys get a chance to check that out later in the week, you'll see. But you know, overall it's a general, well, we have our set little group, and it seems that every year it's the same type of people. I would love to see and hear all your comments on this, and also all your comments on some of the videos that I took and how we covered the convention. I really enjoyed doing it, and every time there is one, I'm going to make sure that I cover it and give you guys another look, not just into board gaming, but to every aspect of gaming, from miniature gaming to war gaming, and yes, even every board game convention. I'll do my best to do some coverage and cover it the best I can. Those small little independent ones always build up to the big ones, and here at the Dice Tower, we like to cover everything that we can. So, until next time, I'm Rob Oren, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.